Hi, my name's Sue and I'm a clinical scientist here at the University of Southampton Auditory Implant Service, and I'm going to talk through some of your equipment today. So this is the Medel Sonnet speech processor. I'm going to talk you through how to take it apart, put it back together and talk you through some of the troubleshooting. This is the coil. This attaches to the patient's head via a magnet. Lead that attaches the coil to the processor. This is the processing unit that converts the sound coming from the microphones at the top here into an electrical signal and passes it through to the patient's implant. And the lower part here is the battery. The coil itself has a magnet inside. The audiologist will choose which strength the magnet needs to be, and they'll regularly check it because it's really important to get the magnet strength right. Too tight and you could damage the skin around your implant. Too weak and it will keep falling off. So it's really important to keep an eye on it and mention if you get any redness or soreness around the magnet site. The coil and lead can be removed from the processor. You'd need to do that because the lead can be weakened through general wear and tear. The lead can become damaged. You should have a spare lead in your kit, or you can obtain one from the centre. To remove it from the processor, you just pull from the base there. There are two types of cover on the coil. There's a tamper-resistant cover for children, and that's got a lock symbol on the top here. Or you can have the standard cover, which doesn't have a lock symbol there. If it's locked, you can't just pull the coil cable out. You need to use the tool which is provided in your kit. You insert this at the end of the coil to separate the two, and then if you've got nails, it makes it easier. You can just slide it along and it clicks open. Now you're able to remove the coil lead. With the standard cover, you can just pull it out without needing to remove that cover. To put it back in, you need to line up the coil lead at the right angle. So here you can see it slopes downwards. Take it like that. And slide it back in to the coil. You can then click the cover back on. The other end of the lead, again, make sure the lead is coming downwards, and you can slot that back in to the processor. This is the processor unit itself. It's got microphones at the top here that are picking up the sound, converting it into an electrical signal and then passing it along to the coil across to the implant. The processor has an ear hook and the battery which connects onto the base of the processor. To switch the processor on and off, you slide off the cover and that turns the processor off, and to turn it back on again, you slide it on. Make sure it clicks all the way on, and then you'll get a light at the top and the light here to say that the processor's working. Sliding it off again will turn it off. To turn the processor on and off, you use the battery compartment. Sliding it off will turn it off, and you can see there's no lights flashing. And when you push it back on, the lights begin to flash. The green flash on here denotes the number of flashes denotes which program you're on. So if you get 4 flashes, you're on program 4. The red light flashing on here will disappear, will stop flashing once you put the coil onto the patient's head. So it's only flashing at the moment because there's a problem communicating with the implant, and that's because it's not on the patient's head. For those with young children who want to secure the battery compartment on so that they can't take it off, there's a lock at the bottom of the cover. There's a tool in the kit that you can use, and literally you turn it from 12 o'clock to 3 o'clock, and now that's locked. And if you turn it back again, you unlock it. To change the batteries, there's 2 options. You have the disposable batteries, which come in packets of 6. They always need to say Implant on them to be the correct batteries. You can't use hearing aid batteries, they won't be powerful enough. If I slide the battery cover off, and the processor takes 2 batteries. In order to remove the batteries, you can use the magnet in the coil. If you hold it over the top of the batteries come out. With the packet, you slide it open and remove 2 batteries. The batteries are activated by air, so they've got a little sticker on them, and once you peel off the sticker, the battery's activated. So don't peel off the sticker until you're ready to use the battery. Putting the battery in, there's a blue circle on one side and a plus sign on the top of the battery here. You need to put the plus sign upwards, so the blue ring down into the compartment, like so. Then slide your cover on top. There is a rechargeable battery option. If you're going to use this, you need to take this battery compartment off of the processor. There's a little clip here at the base, and as you press it, you can take the compartment off. To put it back on, you need to line up this hooked area here and pop it back on. You don't need to press the clip to put it back on, but to take it off, you do need to press that little clip at the top, and that slides off. To put this on, again, line up the little indent there with the base, and there's a smaller clip that clips over the top there. So that's now securely on. To remove it, you just press the clip like so. So clipped it on, can then take the battery, look for the gold part at the bottom of the battery and clip it in. Again, you can hook it in like that. So you've got that little hook at the top. You can then slide the battery cover over and you're ready to go with the rechargeable batteries. Once you've turned the processor on, you'll get a flashing light, and one green light indicates that you're on program 1. The audiologist will set up different programs in the processor for you and tell you what each of the programs does. There's up to 4 programs. In order to change the programs, you'll need the remote. In order to make the remote talk to the processor, you need to pair them together. This will always need to be done if you receive a new processor or a new remote. To do this, you put the coil on the back of the remote and the magnet, as you saw, grabs it. Take your processor, switch it off, and then push it back on, and you can see the flashing light on the remote means that they're now paired. Now that they're paired, you can use the program buttons here in the middle. Program 1 has 1 dot, and if I press it, you get 1 flash on the light. Program 2, 2 flashes, 3 and 4. As you can see, you get a flashing light at the top of the remote, which tells you that the remote is working as well. Below these program buttons, you've got M, MT and T. M stands for microphone. So in normal listening conditions, you want M to be working. If the audiologist has made the loop system or telecoil active, then you can use these 2 buttons too. Otherwise they'll be disabled and your audiologist will be able to tell you whether they've made them working or not. To change over to the telecoil or loop system, you would press either the T or the MT. MT provides a mixing between the usual telecoil and the microphone so that you can still hear people around you at the same time as hearing things on the loop system or telecoil. So that's the MT because it's mixed. If you just want to hear what's on the telecoil and switch off the microphone from everyone around you, then you would press T. Once you've finished using the loop system, you then press M again to go back to the usual microphone setting. The button at the top of your remote will reset so that if you've forgotten or you've pressed so many buttons, you've lost what you've done and where you are. If you press this top button here, it will reset the processor. For those that have got 2 implants, one for the left, one for the right, these are the bottom buttons. If you want to adjust them both together, so left and right together, you would press this button and then program 1, or this button and program 3. If you wanted to just turn the left processor to program 1, you'd press this side and then the program button. If you wanted to just adjust the right side, you'd press this button and then the program. That's for bilateral patients only. I hope that was helpful. If you need any further assistance, please do let us know. We're always happy to help here at the Auditory Implant Service at the University of Southampton.